Yeah. Has it started?
Well.
Wait, did you press record?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
People are gonna zoom in on my toes.
Don't do it. Do it. Now I'm gonna be staring at your toes this whole time.
And I also like tried to cut them earlier. Remember I said I had to get them done?
Yeah.
Then I came home and I was like, I can do it. I can't do it. It's so
Stop
bad.
wearing socks. This whole video is about Jenna's toes.
Some of you might be interested.
So welcome. Okay. Alright, serious. Action. Welcome everyone. This is my first official YouTube video. This is Tea Time with Nicki T Fit. I'm your host, Nicki T.
I'm Jenna.
AKA the Sweaty Blonde.
Yes.
Underscore the Sweaty Blonde on Instagram.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about motivation. Alright, so what motivates you to stay on track with eating and the gym?
Like I would definitely say like I find like things that I know are gonna help out my workout or like what I'm doing to reach my goals is like a big motivator. So one thing, like it's an expensive like motivator. I don't recommend it to everyone. A new shirt or like a new sports bra or like new sneakers.
Will you buy clothes that you'll say, okay, one day I'll look good in this, or do you buy clothes that make you confident?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've never been like the kind of person that like buys clothes being like, okay, like I know one day like I'll fit into this just because I want to wear it now and like I want to feel good wearing it. And I find that like if I go to the gym like and I feel like I look good, I have a better workout. And then like
100%.
yeah, it's like that whole thing like feel good, like look good, feel good, you know. Another big one for me is music. Like I really like music, so.
And where do you find your music?
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big SoundCloud person. So like SoundCloud, Spotify, like me and my friends have like playlists that we like go on and off with. But mainly SoundCloud because I'll listen to mixes. And then if I listen to a mix that's like an hour long, I know that I won't be pausing, like changing music during my workout.
That's smart.
So
that's
like,
really smart.
yeah, so having something like that where I'm like listening to it, I'm like, yes, like, let's go.
Do you find the playlist before you go to the gym, or do you like test it out while you're there?
I find it beforehand because when I'm there, I don't want to be like on my phone. I don't want to be messing around. Like I want to get in, I want to get out, I want to get my stuff done. So
music is a really big motivator.
Yeah.
What's your genre of music? In the gym, because I know we all have.
I like listening to like electronic, like house kind of music in the gym. But like mixed in with like old school rap. Like if there's like Eminem that's like thrown in there, like I like that. Definitely stuff with a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Way. It also depends on the workout, because if it's straight cardio, that's EDM right there.
Yeah. When the beat drops, you're like, let's go!
Right? It just fuels you. You know what? I have to say, EDM has been... I always, like, jump back and forth between rap and EDM.
Yeah.
Now when I go to the gym, it's all EDM. Like, I'll do a SoundCloud mix. Driving to the gym is when I like to play it. I'm blasting it.
Yeah.
I'm not focused on anything but what I'm about to do in the gym. And as that music's going, it's, like, hyping me up. Yeah. So, like, I definitely agree that's definitely motivation.
Yeah, the music I listen to, like, in the car is, like, the same music I'll listen to in the gym. Like, I just, like, get ready.
Yeah. I will find a set that I can listen to that'll last to my warm-up. Because in my gym, we actually lift in silence.
Really?
And it's more focused that way for what we're doing.
Can you wear headphones?
Coaches. No, because the coaches are talking to you and helping you out between each set. But music is a big motivator for me.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to a set. I'll start it on my ride there. And then I'll listen to it while I'm getting ready, but as soon as I take my first lift, the headphones are off.
And then, like, also it helps you, like, dissociate. Like, if you're doing something that you don't want to be doing, like, if you're doing, like, cardio, like, something boring, like, it just helps you take your mind off of it.
Yeah, or if you're, like, nervous, it's going to be a hard workout.
Yeah.
It just takes you out of that zone, you know? It puts you into a better mental spot, 100%.
What are some things that motivate you?
I think the biggest thing for me is having a goal set that's more intrinsically motivated than extrinsically.
Yeah.
Because I see whenever it's, you know, I want to change my body composition or change the way I look in the mirror, that always just fails. I always fall off track because I'm so caught up in, like, looking better and it's not happening instantaneously that I'll just, you know, oh, whatever, this food is in front of me, so I'll just eat unhealthy. So when I know it's close to competition time, I know, okay, you know, get your shit together, Nicki. You have to eat better. There's no missing at this point of the game because my goals are far more advanced than when I first started. Yeah. You know, when I first started, I started in a gym where it was community based, and that's another goal that like helps me stay on track. Just knowing that I had people that cared, knowing that I had people that expected me to show up, or friends to engage with, that really is motivating. But I think taking it a step further and actually setting something like, even, and my advice to anyone out there, like even if you're not the sport type that wants to set a goal for a competition, set something in the gym, you know, like I did 20-pound dumbbells this week, you know, in a month from now I want to do 40-pound dumbbells. What's going to get me to that point, you know, where it's not, you're not focusing on your body, you're focusing on like numbers.
Yeah, when it's like attainable.
Exactly.
It's things that you like measure. It's not something that just like is gonna take a while, like a long process.
Exactly, because your body will always catch up. You know, it's hard for people who say, "I have love handles," or you know, my thighs are too big. Like that's what I want to see changing. Well, that you're not going to see changing right away. So setting something measurable in numbers and attainable, little steps along the way, then the goals will start to follow. Then you'll start to, you know, catch a rhythm. Especially for people who are just starting out. It's hard when you don't have that much knowledge, but getting into a community base where people do, or just, you know, reaching out to friends or reaching out to people over social media, that helps.
Yeah, definitely. And like I find like you can learn so much too just from social media, like just by following people that like are posting things. Like it really opens your mind to new things.
And I asked you today because I'm terrible. I don't know enough people in the industry that I would like to follow, and I know I need more of that.
Yeah.
Especially if this is what I'm getting into. So like, how do you find the people on Instagram that you like to follow?
So originally, like the first people I started following, I literally just went to YouTube and like I searched like leg workout, something like that, and then like the top ones that showed up, I watched those. I followed them on Instagram, and then from there, there's like an entire network, so you can see like, oh, like they tagged this person in a photo, like let me check out their page, you know, and then it was just like that effect.
Where
so
it's just doing like you're creeping, like you're stalking.
Yeah, and then like you see who you like and like who you don't like, that kind of stuff, and from each person you learn something a little different.
I like that.
Yeah, that you can adapt.
Yeah, today was my first official day looking someone up, or looking so I looked. What did I look up on Instagram? I mean on YouTube. I think I typed in Fitstagram something. I'm like, I don't know, it's just whatever. And someone popped up
on Instagram.
and someone popped up, and from hers, like in the you know, in the sidebar where it shows you like
like the
they recommend.
Yeah, similar videos.
Alpha Lee came up, Christian Guzman came up, and I you know, I knew him, but like that's like him and like his crew is kind of all my knowledge goes to. So I find myself at a disadvantage when, you know, our friends are talking and I'm like, who's that, or what's going on in their life, you know?
Yeah.
But it's cool that it's become more of like an open community base where someone who you might not know them personally, but these channels are making you feel like you can relate to them.
Definitely.
You know?
And then like I would also say like for people that are like just starting out, like there is so much stuff on the internet. Like people always ask me like, oh, like what's a good workout for this, or like what should I do like if I'm just getting started. Like literally just type it into Google. There's so much stuff.
And you know,
out
and it's
there.
funny that you say that because it's like you don't want to turn someone away that's asking you for advice, but at the same time it's like there's so much knowledge out there that like if you do your own research, and that's with anything.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling you earlier, one of our clients was going on vacation, and she's like, what should I do when I'm away? I'm not going to have access to a gym. You know, I have an Airbnb, it's spacious. What can I do? And I could have definitely, you know, planned out workouts for her. Yeah. But there's so many apps now that are created.
I gave her like at home workout, like something like that.
And it works. It works. Just getting your sweat in, just getting your burn. It's like wherever you start from, like is where you start from, as long as you're moving and as long as you're consistent with it.
Yeah, definitely. But then also think about the people that you're following that, or not just people, like accounts that you're following that aren't helping you reach that goal.
Love this point.
Yeah. So
Love
like
this point.
I personally don't follow any food pages because it's just not something I don't know, like I don't like looking at food, like you know, it's not something I want to keep thinking about. And then I've never been like a big person to follow like models or like I don't follow like the Kardashians, like stuff like that, because I'm just like I don't care, like I care about my own life, like my friends' lives. So I find that like people when they follow like all these like food accounts or like these like beautiful models where like you just want to look like them, it just makes you unhappy.
And it's harder to attain your goal.
Yeah, because it's something that you're constantly thinking about. It's something that like you're constantly comparing yourself to. So that's why I think that also like following people that you want to be more like, where it is more attainable, or these people are helping you out, like,
yeah,
that's what you should go
just
for.
Take out all of any negativity,
Yeah,
anything that's going to stop you from achieving your goals,
yeah.
and start filling your Instagram account with things that you see yourself as, or things you want to attain in life. Like, I'm picking up my phone. I hope that, okay, so my background of my phone.
Ew.
So I heard in a podcast recently, I don't know how close I have to get.
Probably a little closer.
Yeah. Can you get, oh, my phone's off. I heard in a podcast recently, and this is so, so true. You know how many times we open our phone?
Yeah.
Like,
so many times.
At least 400 times on average a day. Yeah. So why not put your background screen as something you want to attain? For me, it was one of those cars.
Mm-hmm.
And like, now every time you look at your phone or open your phone, subconsciously it's sinking in, and also when you're thinking about it, it's just more motivation to keep on your goals. So it's the same thing with Instagram. Like, you want to follow the accounts that you're going to see things that are going to keep you on track, not things that are going to deter you from it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, it's hard because we all have the friends who, from college or just from life, who are out drinking every weekend, who are doing this, who are doing that, and, you know, FOMO, fear of missing out. Mm-hmm. Like, if you keep seeing that, it's going to keep steering you off path. Yeah, so even if they're your friends, unfollow them, text them a sorry,
yeah,
you know, new year, new me.
No, wait, but the thing about the screen,
isn't that a good idea?
Is so true. I've never thought of it, but I do it. Like, 2 summers ago, when I came back from abroad, and abroad, and I desperately wanted to get back into shape, like get back into my own thing, I think I went on like Pinterest and I found like inspirational quotes or something, and like I put one as my background. Yes. That like anytime I looked at it, I was like, yeah, like I can do this, you know, like
exactly,
kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, if you build this community, or even if you have that one friend, whether you have that friend now or whether you find it later, start sending each other things. Like, use technology to your advantage. Send each other quotes.
Yeah.
Send each other pictures. You know, not of these models that have these photoshopped bodies, but like strong women and men. You know, things that you actually see yourself as.
Yeah. I would say another way to stay motivated is like making sure that you're tracking yourself. Like, not just like tracking like macros, calories, whatever, but like tracking like what you're doing each day that's getting you one step closer to that goal. And then also like visually tracking, like saying like if your body is like something you want to change, like taking progress pictures, measurements, something like that, where like when you do change it, you see those results, like it's
most rewarding.
Yeah.
No, and I love that you said that, because I think it's important to have a journal where you're actually writing down. That was so funny that you just sipped that.
I do agree.
Tea time.
Like, we touched upon like having a group of people.
Oh.
But having a group of people that supports you, like they don't have to necessarily be doing the same thing, like going to the gym, but like the kind of people that still understand and like aren't questioning why you're doing it or like making you feel bad about doing it, you know? Like especially like when you're in college, like you're on spring break, like you're going back from it, like still having those people that like understand what you're doing
and support it. It does help. I mean, it helps in both ways. Like, having people that support you, friends that support you, they don't necessarily have to be into the fitness with you. But friends that motivate you and keep you going, you know. Like, I've definitely had a few people that I made friends with in college that didn't understand or just weren't about it, and it kind of took me away a little bit. You know, I'd spend time with them doing other things. But you don't want that negativity in your life, and I realized that, you know.
Yeah. And, it's nice to have people that like same goals, but even if you don't have the same goals, that like you understand and you appreciate like each other's goals. Like, you're not just like tearing them down or like making it hard for them to like achieve those goals.
For it, like as if they're crazy for it. Because if anything, you're crazy for not being active and wanting to do better with your life, you know? Exactly. Okay, so my biggest thing in college. So when I first got to college, I went to Oneonta. I didn't have a set group of people that loved fitness. I made it to the gym, but I didn't know what I was doing with my eating. I wasn't doing my own research. It just wasn't as motivating. And then when I transferred to Cortland, so you see the same people over and over again when you have a set time that you're going to the gym.
Yeah.
Usually people are on the same time schedule as you because classes and whatnot. And a community builds, especially when you're away at school. and if you have the facilities for it.
Yeah, like my school like
didn't have the facilities.
No.
I was blessed. We just had like this new renovation done to our school, and it was a very sporty school. So I just met so many people there. By my last semester, we had a good 6 or 7 of us that would sit there and goof off, but get our work in.
Wow.
And it was great. And you know, we still stay in touch. Most of them are still at school, and I'm totally jealous because I miss that, you know, like that positivity, and it motivated me. There were nights where like I saw some of them were going to the library instead of going out drinking, or you know, I was going in to work out, and some of them were actually working at the gym. So it was just, it helped having people, having that community-based support where like you have all these commonalities to talk about. What did you eat today? You know,
and it holds you accountable too.
Exactly.
Like knowing that like people are there counting on you, like show up, like you gotta show up. Like it's a good way to stay motivated, like having those people that will push you.
Exactly. And we had one friend who made a group chat on Snapchat. That's another thing, like use technology to your advantage. Definitely. They made a group chat, and we were called the Future Fitness Legends. And like so many people talk shit about the actual name, and we took it so serious. We were like, who's going to be in this that will take this serious, who wants to do better with their lives? And then it kind of became like a joke, and we try to do like mixers with the Future Fitness Legends. Like maybe we went out like twice all together outside of the gym. But really it was like, who's going to the gym? What time are you going to the gym?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like let's bring the camera in today. And it was just, it was nice.
See, I wish I had that at my school. Like, if you even had your phone out recording someone, people would be like, what are you doing?
That sucks, because then it really just depends on the environment.
My gym, like, if you took your headphones out, it was quiet. Like, you just hear, like, people, like, working out. People aren't talking. People are interacting. No one's having fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
All
it's, like, very serious, very business, so.
If you go to a school that's like Jenna's, my advice, say, I don't care. I'm starting my own crew.
Honestly, yeah, I just don't care.
This life is too short to sit there and walk on eggshells and just try not to bother other people. Like, we were so obnoxious and we didn't care.
And, like, that's when you have the most fun, too, when you're just like, I literally don't care. Like,
yep. Be yourself. Do you. Find a group.
Yeah.
Like, make it happen.
Definitely.
I
don't know how to say it. You see me, like, feet, like,
upside down. Like, you just do, like, different clips now. Like, after you said that, let's just, like, moving around. Like, quietly just moving around on the chair. Just hold it for a little like 2 seconds each.
Okay.
Change. I think I pulled something.
My quads are actually shaking. I'm way too relaxed.
No, I like that position. That was a good one. It was like chill.
Hey guys.
For me personally, and I always share this, I have always been the inconsistent person with this journey. So I lost the weight, I gained it back, lost it again, gained it back, and I'm always back and forth, and it's like, that's the biggest struggle. But once you get to a point where you love what you see in the mirror, I do have to say, once I finally fell in love with what I saw in the mirror, now I know whenever I start to slip up a little bit, I don't let myself get past a certain point.
Worth it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't fall off the bandwagon as much.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I feel like that beginning part's like the hardest because you're just like trying to find that happy medium where it's like one extreme to another, and like once you find that like sweet spot, like really happy and like it works.
And as you're going along this journey, you start to gain the knowledge of how to get there.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then you know what to do. So it's like, it's also hard for someone who hasn't been in this spot before because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have that experience, and they're basing all of their ideas about themselves on their past. So it's also about like envisioning what you can be and getting out of that rut of thinking what you are is what you'll always be. I think that's...
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Oh, we should like...
Cheers!
Yeah.
And cue sip.